So hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and today we will be discussing another question from GATE 2025 CS1 paper. And this question says a disk of size 512 M bytes is divided into blocks of 64K bytes. A file is stored in the disk using linked allocation. In linked allocation, each data block reserves 4 bytes to store the pointer to the next block. The link part of the last data block is a null pointer, also 4 bytes. Suppose a file of 1 M bytes needs to be stored in the disk. Assume 1k equals to 2 to the power 10 and 1m equals to 2 to the power 20. The amount of space in bytes that will be wasted due to internal fragmentation. Now m here is 2 to the power 20 and k is 2 to the power 10. Yeah. So now since each block size that we have is 64 into 2 to the power 10. Now if you know about linked allocation, then linked allocation happens in such a way that one block is connected to another block, and that happens in a way such that a block, besides its own material, its own data, also stores a pointer to the next data block that we have. So it becomes a chain type of a thing. But now we would need some memory for for storing then the pointer, of course. So if you calculate the block size, this happens to come out to be 65536. So but since every pointer is of 4 bytes to the next data block, the actual data content per block would become 65532 bytes. So this is the actual data content per block. And now the question is saying that we need to store a file that is of 1 M bytes, or you say 2 to the power 20 bytes. An important thing that I need to tell you is that when you do this linked allocation, a lot of memory is not actually used for storing the file data and is wasted in internal fragmentation. Suppose a block is of x bytes and you want to store a file of 3.5 x bytes. Then you would be needing 4 blocks. But since the memory is of 3.5x bytes, 0.5x bytes would go waste. And that is the internal fragmentation that is happening. So I hope you are getting that, what we are meaning by internal fragmentation. The block happens to be consumed, but the memory is not occupied, it's empty. So since this is the file data per block, if we divide 2 to the power 20 by this 65532, we would get to see something around 16 point something. Or if I better say 65532 into 16 actually comes out to be 1048512. And 2 to the power 20 would come out to be 1048576. And since this is the total amount of data that we need to store, you would see that we are left with 64 bytes that is occupied. Besides these 16 blocks, I hope you're getting that. So we would need one more block besides these 16 blocks to just accommodate the 64 bytes. So we need a 17th block. Now since each block is of size 65536, and we have only 64 bytes, so we would be left with roughly an empty space of about 65,472 bytes. But now additionally, if you think this is the right answer, let me add another point here. Since the last block also contains a space for the pointer, but that happens to be empty, but there is still a space that is reserved for the pointer. So we would subtract 4 more bytes from this, and this would give us 65468 bytes that are left empty inside the 17th block. Because now this will give us the answer of 65468. I hope you understood this answer. If you have any doubts or concerns, do mention it in the comments. If you liked what I shared here, do share it with your friends who are preparing for GATE. If you want more such content and you want to get immediate notifications, do subscribe to the channel and press that bell icon for more such updates.